See, people think that healing is easy. They think that if they mask how they really feel with alcohol and drugs and drown out the noise inside of their head with partying and always being distracted around people, that one day they'll just wake up and they'll be okay. You know, they won't feel that brokenness deep down on the inside of them. And as I'm sitting and I'm worshiping, the Lord reminded me of a moment in my life where I didn't think he was there at all. It was when my grandfather died. And my grandfather died 31 days apart from my grandmother. He passed in November and she passed in December. And I remember every night feeling like my sense of home was wrecked. I didn't know what I was going to do because they were my home. I didn't know it at the time, but obviously the Lord was my home. He is home for me. He is my safe place, but I didn't know that at the time. So I sat in a corner in my room, just like this, crying and crying, and so sad. And I would call my grandmother, and it wouldn't matter what time of the night I called, she would always answer. She'd be like, I know, baby, I miss him too, I know. And then when she passed, it was just me, alone in my room, like this, crying. And I didn't know what to do or where to go. So I did what anyone does. And I turned to people, I turned to experiences, I turned to things, I turned to substances to make me feel better. And 2019 was probably one of the darkest years of my life. But God, he met me right where I was at, in a hotel room in September of that year. That entire year from January to September, it's just darkness, 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 darkness. And I think back to that girl sitting in the corner of the room in the fetal position, crying out, just wondering, like, but where's God? And as I sit here today and I think about those times and I'm just praising and I'm worshiping him, he showed me that he was always there. He was always there for me, even in my darkness, even when I didn't see him, even when I was curled up in a ball. And he just, like, I have a vision of him with, like, his arms just out, like, going like this, like, come on, take my hand. How many things have how many hands have I taken that weren't God's? How many things have I taken? How many experiences, how many opportunities have I taken that weren't God? And here God is, and he's just like, come on, follow me, give me your hand. And man, that rocked me to my core. He's always been there. Even when I didn't know, even when I could have sworn he wasn't. He was always there. Because he will never leave us. He will never forsake us. And all he wants is for us to grab his hand and hold on and cling so hard to his hand when things don't make sense. Cling so hard when life doesn't seem like it's life and right, and cling so hard when people disappoint you, and cling so hard when, you know, you thought something was going to go one way and it went another way. Just cling to Jesus. Cling to Jesus, and he will make all your crooked paths straight. All of them.